Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, girls and boys, people of whatever. I don't know if this mic can even pick me up. How y'all doing? Welcome back to another video. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna learn how to get rich on YouTube by a guy. I don't even think the guy's rich. I'm gonna be honest. Is he even rich? No, he has 11.4K subscribers. Maybe he's rich off of something, but I don't know if YouTube is really paying for that. But I'm gonna be honest with you. But let's watch the video. Hope you enjoy. Make sure you click that like, subscribe, all that. Let's get right into it, bro. These intros are so weak. I do apologize. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I never really know saying these intros, and I'm literally just babbling. Besides the point, let's get into the video. You feel me?
This is exactly how to make a ton of money with YouTube long form in 2025. Once again, I'm not going to gatekeep any sauce. I'm going to interview people who are actually printing money with this.
Damn.
And by the end, you'll have all of the information you need to start a channel yourself.
Say that.
Take notes.
Let's see, boys.
Okay, first you have to understand the actual pros and cons of starting a long form channel because honestly, it's not for everybody. First, for the pros. If you're good enough at YouTube, long form is probably the best way to make money. You can consistently start new channels, make them go viral, and print a good amount basically whenever you want. I swear to God, I told my parents when I dropped out of school that I never needed to get a job again because I knew how to do YouTube long form, and I've started a ton of channels from scratch.
Oh shit.
Another pro is
I'm wrong. The nigga's actually rich as shit.
that if you get a big enough channel or have one that's personality based, you can get brand deals and sell stuff, which is way harder to do on shorts. Now for the cons. Long forms, especially if you're a beginner, are really hard. No sugarcoating it. It takes time to make great videos. It can cost a lot of money, and even for me, I can spend up to $5,000 or $10,000 before I ever see a return on some of the channels. Despite this though, you can definitely blow up long form channels without spending any money up front, which is what I did when I was 15 on my Fortnite channel, where I was editing.
Wait, is that him?
Without spending any money up front, which is what I did when I was 15 on my Fortnite.
Yo, I think I know, bro. I ain't gonna lie, y'all know I used to play, well, I still play Fortnite, but I used to be like heavy into Fortnite like everybody else back in the day, but like heavy, like I want to go pro heavy. This is, I know that's crazy. This is him, bro. These niggas can really just like transfer to something completely different. That's hard. That's actually hard. I ain't gonna lie.
Fortnite channel where I was editing, script writing, making the thumbnails, and recording everything myself. It's just really fucking hard. Next, how much money can you actually print? On the low end, a long form video will probably get around a 2 RPM, and on the high end, it can go up to 10 depending on the niche. This means that per million views, you'll make anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 US. Here's what an analytics page on a video looks like. This is actually from my old Fortnite channel. On this video, I made $500 in the first 30 days of uploading it, but then over the next 4 years, it made me $15,000. I know a ton of people that are making over, and over the next 4 years, it made me $15,000. I know a ton of people that are making over $100,000 a month just off of AdSense on YouTube.
That's crazy.
If you were curious, Mr. Beast probably makes around $2 million a month just on the ads on his videos. But once again, once you get big enough on long form, AdSense stops becoming the best way to make money because you can just do brand deals or sell products. Okay, now before I get into how to actually make these videos, I want to walk you guys through some examples of what they can look like and people who are actually running them. First off is a channel called Dr. Insanity. It's a crime police body cam footage faceless channel. It was started a bit over 2 years ago and conservatively has done mid 7 figures alone in AdSense. I ended up talking with one of the guys who made Dr. Insanity named Jared, who's sort of like LeBron of faceless YouTube, who runs multiple successful channels.
Bro, how many channels? I tried that shit. I'm not even trying, bro. It's just, I don't know, bro. It's not for me. I feel like I want to use my personality to make that type of bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't sit behind a screen and just like run faceless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like using me, but it takes time. It takes time. That's crazy.
Do you think you've run on long form YouTube?
Successful 7, 8 maybe.
So you worked on When the Suspect is Smarter Than the Detective, Banger 20. How many channels do you think you've run on long form YouTube?
Successful
7 to 8 channels?
8 maybe.
So you worked on When the Suspect is Smarter Than the Detective, Banger 28 mil YouTube video. I asked him 4 questions. The first being how much money he's made.
RPM is 5 to 7, but some of the compilations do go into like the $10 kind of range.
That's actually ridiculous. Not to put you on the spot, but 28 million divided by 1,000 times 5. Could this first video have made over $100,000?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I then asked him for just general advice to beginners on how to get into making long form videos, and he said this.
A lot of people try to look at others and decide like what's working well, what the next thing to like trend jump onto. I think in my experience, when I've approached it from like a business standpoint and go, what value can I actually provide the viewer that nobody else is doing? When we started Dr. Insanity, the crime space was full of people like JCS doing like 2-hour-long documentaries. So we were like, how can we bring this to a casual audience so that when they're eating their lunch, they can watch a true crime video and get all the good stuff and leave out all the fluff? Now, your moat can be anything. It can be where you're sourcing your videos from. It can be somebody on your team. It can be a personality that nobody else can replicate. But just having that thing, something to separate you from your competition, I think is really important.
Next, I wanted to know how long it took him to get good at blowing up channels to prove a point to you guys that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme.
I've been properly trying YouTube since like 12 or 13. But if you're committed to it, you could probably make it work in like a year or two.
And how much of this is like the skill sets and like knowledge that you have in your brain versus no, it's just fucking lucky you have to find a niche and like blah blah.
95, maybe even like 98.
Hold on.
Is like
committed to it, you could probably make it work in like a year or two.
And how much of this is like the skill sets and like knowledge that you have in your brain versus no, it's just fucking lucky you have to find a niche and like blah blah.
95, maybe even like 98% skill, to be honest. Let's say you get really lucky, you find the perfect niche, you start making videos. In a month or two, the people who are actually good, have the knowledge, are just going to come in and dominate you. In a month or two, your channel is going to be dead.
And finally, I asked him if he noticed anything that most people sucked at when making videos.
I would say a lot of the time you literally just need to start, and the team is going to be half complete, and like this is going to suck and this is bad. But if you just get it in motion and don't try and make everything perfect, don't release one video every like 2 months trying to make a mega banger or whatever.
You're not wrong. Just drop. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to spam y'all with so many videos. Y'all don't know how to react. And mind you, no one's watching these videos, bro. These past videos are view and 2 views, but just because this channel has been dead for years, yeah, like 2-3 years. So I have to show YouTube that I'm being consistent again. So now this is the hard part. This is where like, okay, dog, if I'm still posting and within a month I'm not getting nowhere, can I keep it going? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna make a new channel. I just gotta keep this up. Keep this gig up. Let's go. A shot.
Commit to posting every week. Doesn't matter if the video sucks that week.
Yep.
Keep that, and like everything else will fall in place if you do it long enough.
Jared told me that he had launched 8 successful channels in completely separate niches, whether that be crime, chess, or even Clash of Clans, and now he's working on personality-based channels. The opportunities are literally endless, and no, this is not oversaturated. You just don't know how to make good enough videos yet, which is why you should keep watching. Okay, so now that you know what these channels look like, how can you get into making one? Well, first of all, you need to find a niche.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store.
What content will you actually make? There's sort of 2 things that you have to keep in mind for this step. Number 1 is to make sure that your niche will have a big enough potential audience. And number 2 is to think about what your competitive advantage will be.
So my thing is I'm just going to react to just regular stuff that's like interesting, right? I want to dabble into sports because I do like sports, but I think the sports I'm going to keep just straight on TikTok, IG, all that, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And then do the cool, little interesting shit on here. And even when I stream too, I react to sports stuff on stream, clip that, and then put it on there. But as far as what's coming to YouTube, it's not sports. It's just regular, interesting videos like this,
Jared was saying that when they started Dr. Insanity, everybody was telling them that crime was way too oversaturated because there were channels like JCS pulling 50 million views a video. First of all, it's pretty obvious here that the crime niche is big enough to get hundreds of millions of views, but a mistake that I see a lot of beginners making is entering a niche that's way too small. Second, his competitive advantage here was Jared was trimming all of the fluff from these really long 1 or 2 hour crime documentaries. Because of this, they got first mover advantage in a huge niche like crime, which is why their first video made them over $100,000. Last thing, something that you should really keep in mind when picking a niche is the people that are watching your videos. If you have an audience that's mainly from India, you'll probably get under a 1 RPM on all of your videos. But if you have an older US audience that watches these super long, sophisticated videos, you'll probably have over a 10 RPM. Alright, next is the checklist method. Most of you motherfuckers are gonna skip this step, and I know this because this is the most common thing that I see people in our Discord messing up with, so lock the f in. I literally want you to watch all of the videos of the top people in your niche and make a checklist of every little detail that they're doing. What are their thumbnails like? How long are the videos? How are they voiceovering it? Are they funny? Literally everything. For the sake of this video, let's say that I want to launch a documentary channel like Sunny V2, except focus on the downfall of.
Let's see Sunny V2 videos. Should we record to some Sunny V2
to
videos?
launch a documentary
React?
channel like
How psychology story the properly. Okay. Sunny V2, I'm about to check you out.
Sunny V2, except focus on the downfall of internet celebrities. So for example, the top people in this niche are Sunny V2, Internet Anarchist, Jake Tran, and there's a ton of these like faceless documentary type people. The checklist that I made here included stuff like thumbnail is always a picture of a person in simple text. Always start with visual progression in the video that recurs when you go into a new section. Voiceover done in a casual and conversational tone. Clip heavy. Feels like you're fully into the video within 10 seconds of clicking. And the list just goes on. The reason I picked this niche as an example is because I actually ran this exact channel like 3 years ago with Daniel called Genesis, and our third video got 1.7 million
Holy
views.
cow.
I want to show you like the first 10 seconds of a video we made called How Instagram Clout Chasing Ruins Lives to show you that we are literally just following our checklist to a T. There's 6 influencers who blew up during the Instagram clout chasing era back in 2018 that have either fallen off or completely disappeared today, and we're gonna talk about all of them, starting with the most controversial, Supreme Patty. This video had a 50% watch time on a 22-minute video, which you'll learn about after, and blew up pretty much instantly before getting age restricted because I was including stuff that was against YouTube's terms of service. I ended up having to re-upload the video like 3 times and blurring stuff, but each time the video had like a 7 to 10 RPM. We stopped that channel because we were making too much money on Snapchat.
What? Yo.
And then Fortnite maps, but I'm pretty confident that if we
What? Oh.
re-upload the video like 3 times and blurring stuff, but each time the video had like a 7 to 10 RPM. We stopped that channel because we were making too much money on Snapchat and then Fortnite maps, but
Yeah, I forgot you can make money off of Fortnite maps, bro. Dude, what?
I'm pretty confident that if we continued running it today, it would have been massive. Massive? I can't stress enough how important the checklist is here, especially if you're a beginner, because the top channels in your niche have just figured stuff out that makes their videos better than yours. So if you can actually pay attention to that and steal from them, you will fast track to getting a video to blow up. Okay, so now if you're taking notes like I told you to, you'll have your
You're taking
niche
shit for
and
it,
a
nigga.
checklist of what makes these videos good. But how are you going to get banger video ideas? Zoink and twist. If you're new here, zoink and twisting is basically the art of remixing somebody's content,
Yeah.
but making it 5 to 10% better / different by adding your own spin to things. When you start channels, especially if you're a beginner, you won't necessarily have the cues to know what's a banger idea or not right away. So the best way to go about it is just look at ideas that are popping in your niche and figure out a way to add value to it. Now, the idea is actually only the first part to this because counterintuitively, top YouTubers actually work on the thumbnails and titles before they work on the videos. In 2022, I worked at a channel called Rebound for a couple weeks, and if you understand YouTube at all, you know how beautiful
Wait.
they're at a channel.
This man be what?
Actually work on the thumbnails and titles before they work on the videos. In 2022, I worked at a channel called Rebound for a couple weeks, and if you understand YouTube at all, you know how beautiful their thumbnails are. They had multiple
I thought he
full-time
did that.
designers cooking thumbnails all of the time, and then if they got a banger thumbnail, they would have the team cook the video around the thumbnail. Mr. Beast has also publicly talked about doing this because top YouTubers know that if you can't get the viewer to click, whatever you put in the video is useless. There's this clip I love where a YouTuber named Veritasium was showing Mr. Beast a video he was working on, and Mr. Beast instantly knew that it was going to blow up just because he knew what the title was and what it looked like. On videos like this one that you're watching right now, I'm making 3 to 6 different
I just posted a video showing exactly how to make money on shorts. Look up Ultimate. What the heck?
thumbnails every time and validating the different titles because I know that all of the work that I do here will be useless if I can't get you to click on it. Jared West from Dr. Insanity
That's
said
so
that
good.
he used to make
But that's so real, bro. I like, if y'all don't know, I used to have a channel called 4L, bro. No, with the homies. And that, bro, I mean, luckily the videos were still getting views, but I was putting, like, that's why I don't want to put a lot of work in these videos. Imagine I would have edited these videos like crazy. I only got 3 views across 2 videos the past 4 days, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just,
all of their thumbnails in his editing software, which is hilarious, but shows that you just need to learn the skill of making
Wait,
all
what?
of their thumbnails if I can't get you to click on it. Jared West from Dr. Insanity said that he used to make all of their thumbnails in his editing software, which is hilarious,
crazy.
but shows that you just need to learn the skill of making good thumbnails. You don't even really need to know Photoshop. For most of the thumbnails we make on all of our channels, I'm hiring a designer off of Twitter or YT Jobs and just cooking a ton of concepts with them. By the way, last thing before moving on to this next section, good thumbnails does not mean over-edited old Mr. Beast thumbnails. If you look at channels that are making amazing thumbnails today, like Modern Day Beast, Ryan Trahan, Eric, or even faceless guys like Fern or Rebound, you'll notice that all of their thumbnails are moving towards ridiculous simplicity. Ridiculous being stuff like Mr. Beast literally getting drowned in his thumbnails, and simplicity meaning not over-edited, overwhelming, or with a crazy reaction face, but still insane enough to get you to click. Okay, now
This is so
how to
crazy.
make good scripts. Some channel formats don't actually need scripts, but usually every video tells some sort of story. I personally really like segmenting stuff when I script so I can have some sort of progression and then tell a story within those segments. In this video that you're watching, I'm breaking down how to make good long form videos into segments so that there's some sort of like chronological order that you're following to get to the end. If you look at any video on my channel, or actually any video that I've made, even shorts, I'm usually segmenting stuff so it falls into a progressive order. This segmenting stuff can
That
take a
makes
ton
sense.
of different forms, like on the first video on my channel where I went from 0 to 1 million subscribers, and I was segmenting it by showing how many days I was into the challenge. When you do this framework, your brain sort of starts to fill in what's needed to get from point A to point B. On my old Fortnite videos, they weren't able to be scripted out, but I would have like the
Let me see this.
point A to point B. On my
Bro, this was getting views. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
My old Fortnite videos, they weren't able to be scripted out, but I would have like the story written down in a document, so I knew in my head what I needed to do to get from point A to point B to keep it interesting. So script writing isn't this like one size fits all where you can use 3 easy steps to make a super viral YouTube video, but there are some sort of frameworks that you can use to make your videos more enjoyable. And once again, if you're ever
Again, I used to actually write script. Well, I did. If you scroll, my old channels, bro, I don't got none of it linked. Like y'all wouldn't know. If you go to Dark Skin Prince _ on TikTok, you scroll, you find the car videos. Those were all scripted. I can't do scripts. It doesn't sound. It's not natural. It's not natural. Me, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to keep it real, improv, damn near in a way. It's bad because I'm all over the place. So I would script, but like I would also like change certain ways. I'd have the script as a baseline, but if I follow the script with what I typed down, bro, it would not work. It would not. I just would sound so, you know what I'm saying? Hella robotic-y. Definitely word, bro.
lost in this section, just look at the top people in your niche and see how they script out your videos and take some creative inspiration from them. How to find a good team. Don't skip this section even if you're broke and can't afford a team. Like I said before, when I first started out, I did literally everything myself. This is fine, especially if you're a beginner, but eventually you will just have to get a team. If there's a niche that you want to get into where editing is really time consuming and you want to do the scripts, the ideas, and the thumbnails, you can literally just partner with an editor, go 50-50 on it, and do the work for free. I've done this multiple times before, like on Slam Dunk, which I ran with Daniel, where we split it 50-50 and he was doing the editing, I was doing the scripting and voiceovering. Then past this, when we launched new channels, we're usually hiring thumbnail designers, editors, and sometimes script writers. So what's the super ultra secret sauce to find all these amazing people that you can hire or partner with?
Fiverr?
Twitter.
Oh.
It's literally just Twitter. There's like this hidden niche of insane Twitter creatives who
Oh,
post all of their
shit.
work mostly just to flex on their friends and sometimes to get clients. I got in contact with the Giga Chad editing this video named Artem because he was posting his work on Twitter and I just DM'd him. Say when we launch a new faceless channel, we look for people who have posted faceless work before, and then usually if you go in like their replies or their following, you go down this rabbit hole of finding all of their friends who are also editors. If you're a beginner, you probably can't hire people out, so you have to do everything yourself or
Yeah.
partner with people, but that's fine because the whole goal here is to learn hard skills so then eventually you can hire out teams. And finally, for the last section here, how to guarantee success. Look at your fucking analytics. YouTube wants to push good videos out, and they literally tell you everything that's good and bad about the videos that you upload in the analytics. You should never upload blindly into the void without thinking of what you're gonna make better on your next video. The metrics that you have to pay attention to are the click-through rate, the watch time, and then your retention graph. Click-through rate is the percentage of time that people click on your video when it's recommended to them. Watch time is the percentage of time that people stay on your video when they actually click on it, and then the retention graph shows you exactly where people clicked off. There's no one metric that you should should try to be hitting to go viral because there's so many factors at play, but you should try to be beating the metrics of your last video every single time that you upload. Funny enough, the main guy who actually works on the YouTube recommending algorithm just tweeted out the other day that you should aim for 80% watched if your video is 5 minutes long, 60% watched if your video is 10 minutes long, and 50% watched if your video is 20 minutes long. And then he said, if you're not hitting that, your video is probably too long or you need to pack more value into each minute. A direct example I'll show you guys of making better videos from your analytics is from one of my last videos titled Exactly How to Make Money with YouTube Shorts. The click-through rate was really good on that video, which means that's an interesting topic, which is why I copied that exact same format for this video, but with long form. But if you look at the retention graph, a ton of people clicked off around the 2-minute mark, which just so happens to be when I hard cut to interviewing people. Which is why at the beginning of this video, the interview with Jared was really fast and structured rather than just being an open conversation, because last time I left it open, everybody clicked off. You need to implement what YouTube is telling you to do. If you posted 100 videos and genuinely tried to make every video better than the last one, it would be unreasonable for you to not go viral. If you had any questions while watching this video, I respond to basically every message in our Discord server, and if you want us to send you free money making sauce, check the top link in the description. Thank you.
No, I appreciate you. All right, that's it for the video. A lot of good knowledge on here. Honestly, right now, I need to get the video. I need to get the YouTube going first, right? I don't want to say I need to work on thumbnails or editing or whatnot, because I don't know. I mean, I could have a great thumbnail and a decent edited video, and niggas probably will still click on it because YouTube isn't pushing it out because this channel has not been uploaded on for a while, you know? So as of right now, I'm gonna just get the ball rolling before I even like consider what I need to, you know what I'm saying, what I need to post and stuff. I do want to use shorts though. I'm gonna use a lot of shorts to bring people over to this channel and whatnot. But great informational video. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all boys in the next video. Deuces.